Hey, welcome again to the No One Warned You podcast, the podcast where we have no fluff conversations about the things you should know, whether you're starting a business or you want to grow your business. And today with me, I have Tasha Preisner. She's a tax expert, accountant, and founder of the Demar Consulting Group, and also a Jiu-Jitsu gold medalist. So be careful if you see her around. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is the third episode of the series with that we're doing with Tasha. So go back to the first episode, you're gonna know more about this. Uh, uh, and in this episode, we're gonna talk about learn AI or die. And Tasha, I would like to hear from you. AI is here; it came to stay, and I would like to see your take on it and how it can help with numbers, with finances, with accounting.
So I've been in the accounting world for many years, over 20 years now. And when I started, I mentioned earlier sending some forms to the IRS on a typewriter. And that was normal back in 2002 or so, whenever I started doing this. And then also, the technology was so old back then that it took me 4 hours to run payroll because we had this printer that was considered a dot matrix printer, and it would print these checks with the on this paper that had the holes on the side of it, and you had to line up the holes with the checks, and it would make this horrible sound. And it just took so long to print that it would take 4 hours to run payroll. And then you had to tear the holes off the side of it and tear the checks apart and then hand it out to the employees. Everything was just so manual, and we had to have spreadsheets next to the accounting systems because the accounting programs couldn't handle all the accounting, so we had to have spreadsheets to go along with it too, and along with like paper ledgers that we had stuff in as well. And so we were reconciling stuff between paper ledgers, spreadsheets, and the accounting software. Peachtree was one of the major players back then. We saw QuickBooks take over.
Hmm.
QuickBooks Desktop then went to QuickBooks Online back around, I learned it back at around 2012. It was a game changer because you could go from having everything networked together, which the networks were always iffy, and QuickBooks Desktop never played well with a network, to and having stuff on one server, which had always had problems connecting to QuickBooks Desktop, to having it on the cloud where everybody could just log in with a login name and password like you can with everything else, like you should. And it made it to where your stuff, I feel like, was more safe because instead of your computer crashing and losing your data, which happened on a regular basis to a number of
Ooh.
my clients, it was on the cloud. And if your computer crashed, you just got a new computer and logged back in. Or if your computer got stolen, you just got a new computer and logged back in. It was a nice change. Um, there was always the people who held out to the old system. They would only use QuickBooks Desktop. Their QuickBooks Desktop could not be connected to the internet because they were scared of the internet. And then it so it went from everything was on the cloud, and then we could run payroll. Oh, payroll in the cloud was so much better. It could direct deposit payroll to anyone in the world. You could send IRS payments just with one click of a button. Payroll takes like 30 seconds now. It's
Oh.
so nice from the 4 hours that it took back in the day. And it's just gotten better and better. So every time new technology comes in, I've always been an early adopter. But I still know accountants that will either only use QuickBooks Desktop or they'll only use Peachtree, which was old software back in the 80s, type of old software. Or they're still scared of having their stuff on the internet because they're afraid of getting hacked. And I tell them, your stuff is on the internet already. It's just you don't have access to it. Everybody else does.
So
Or
good.
they're scared of having their QuickBooks desktop on like a network. And so they're just carrying their QuickBooks desktop around on one laptop and their laptop gets stolen. How's that helpful to you? Um, well, AI is the new frontier. That is the new thing. And there is going to be the breed of accountants that is scared of it. And they are going to cling to the old ways, to their paper ledgers that they're probably still using, to their Excel spreadsheets that they're probably still using as well, because I'm seeing them come to me. And
Really?
oh, yes. Yes. I'm still seeing the old school accountants doing the old school ways. Um, Now typewriters, I'm not seeing that much
Okay.
anymore. So
Okay.
that's pretty much gone. Fax machines are still a thing though.
Yeah. Fax machines, I see them. I felt relief that
Yes.
they're not coming anymore.
Yes. I'd like to see fax machines go away. That's one thing I'm working on with the IRS is to hopefully make fax machines go away because I'm done with those too.
I'm with you.
Um, but then you're going to have the new accountants that are the new breed coming straight out from college that don't know any of the new systems. And they're relying solely on what ChatGPT tells them. And they don't know things that they should know because they weren't really taught the old ways. And so I feel like I have this weird bridge from knowing the old systems, but also loving the new systems. And I think that AI is going to be a fantastic tool. But right now, it's not 100% ready. So we do have to babysit it and still stay the human in the relationship.
So what you're saying is it's a good thing. It can be helpful, but it's not someone you should be delegating your numbers in accounting to.
Yes. So I've noticed like QuickBooks Online is trying to integrate more AI into it. I've done a number of early research with QuickBooks to see some of their new stuff that's coming out. And their new stuff that's coming out is going to be great. Um, Eventually. I've learned with QuickBooks is that when they put new products out, their stuff usually comes out bad to begin with, and then they have to make it over again and over again, and eventually it gets good. Their sales tax module was that way. Their first one was terrible. Their second one was kind of better, and then eventually it got really good, and it's good now. Um, their AI has been that way. So when you pull in bank transactions from the online banking, it tries to make guesses where to put your stuff, and the guesses are usually wrong. So you have to kind of babysit the AI and tell it, no, you're wrong. You got to put it here. And so that's been really frustrating to our staff accountants because the staff accountants, when they were doing the stuff more manually, they were doing it faster because now that AI has come in, AI has actually slowed them down since they're
Oh,
having to teach the AI to do it more correctly.
yeah.
Um, but I think going back to the car driving analogy that we used in the last podcast, once AI is better trained, it's really in the teenage era right now. And so it's like we're teaching a teenager how to drive a car. And yes, it is easier if you just drive the car for it. But once we teach it how to drive the car, it's going to be a lot more useful to us and be able to drive itself to school and drive itself to Starbucks and drive itself to work. But we're probably going to need to put a little tracker on it to make sure it doesn't go off and do something stupid. I mean, and we're going to have to verify that it's actually doing the things it's supposed to do, and so it's that whole trust but verify system that we're going to have with it. And we're going to have to teach it to do the things we want it to do. It's not just going to do it automatically. And in some cases, I've noticed with vibe coding that sometimes you even have to support it a bit emotionally. It's weird with AI. But Yeah, it's just at that stage right now. That's not just gonna come in and automatically solve all your problems. You're gonna have to teach it how to solve your problems, but it's gonna be an amazing tool whenever you do teach it how to solve your problems.
So Tasha, if I came to you again and said, Tasha, I'm starting my business. I don't have much money. I don't have any cash flow. I need to save as much as I can. And I just saw this AI that can do all the accounting, all the bookkeeping. I won't need anyone. What do you think? What would you tell me?
Suggest that you could go ahead and have it do the accounting for you. It's at the point where it could do that. But I would also suggest if you understand accounting enough that you can oversee it doing the accounting and understand what it's doing, then you still be the human in the relationship and that you still monitor your numbers and look for anything that is doing wrong. So let's say in the case of me, if I had it doing my accounting for me, I could go back over it and check for the errors that it was making and it would be fine. Um, if I knew nothing about accounting, I would not trust it enough to do it perfectly or even do it well. What I would do though is I would have the AI do the accounting and then I would outsource to an actual accountant to reconcile the books once a month to make sure that the AI did an okay job and explain to me what the numbers were.
Okay, so for now, as it is, it can help. It can be used. It does demand some, especially if you're not familiar with bookkeeping and accounting, then you think it's advisable that you should run it through an expert.
Yes.
Okay. And Tasha, I do know that you guys are experts in all of this. So if um if someone who's watching our podcast here, if they want to connect with you, if they want to learn more about your services, um, how can they find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn. I post almost daily, except usually not on weekends, but almost daily helpful tax tips. I try to keep everybody up on the goings on the IRS. And you can send me messages there as well. You can connect with us on our website, demarconsultinggroup.com. We have a number of different departments. We have an audit department, a tax department, accounting department, wealth management department, and analytics department as well. Um, those are usually the best places. I think we have an Instagram page as well that you can keep up with us, but those are usually the best pages to keep up with us.
Okay, and what kind of who are your clients, so that if someone's watching, they can say, "Oh, I'm going to look for the Mar group consulting group."
We have a wide array of clients, and it depends on what sort of department that you're looking into. So, we have analytics. Business analytics would be larger clients that want a lot of data to be sorted into a meaningful report and a meaningful way to be looking at it. That would be business analytics. Usually using Alteryx would be the software for that. And we have one of the top Alteryx people in the world that's one of our partners for that one. Then in tax, it's pretty much anybody. If you have a personal tax return to a very large nonprofit tax return, we do everything in the middle. It doesn't matter. We can handle any of it. Then in the accounting department, a lot of them are small businesses to nonprofits. I started doing my accounting in nonprofit, and my accounting partner, she did her accounting in nonprofits. And so we love nonprofits. About a third of our clients are nonprofits, which is kind of a unique set of accounting rules. And so not all firms do nonprofits, but we have a soft spot for them in our firm. And then wealth management is usually individuals and some small businesses come to our wealth management departments. We like to think of ourselves as creating the type of corporate finance ability for a small company. So in the corporate finance departments, corporate companies that are large has access to so many brilliant people. And but small companies don't have that access. They might get one bookkeeper. They might get one accountant to be able to talk to. But we wanted to pull in experts from so many different fields so that if you call in and or email in with a question, we can get you advice from whatever field you're looking for, whether you're in the oil field or the nonprofit field or many different types of fields, or you're looking for state representation or IRS representation, that we wanted to be able to get those experts, but on a small fractional level for smaller companies. So that is affordable.
Tasha, that's so good. I loved connecting with you, getting to know you more, what you do, your company. By the way, well done. Great job with what you're doing and creating and how you're leading your company. Learned a lot with our conversation. Any any final thoughts or advice for anyone watching out there?
Well, I'll leave you with the same advice that I left on the second podcast, just in case you missed it. It good business comes down to, I believe, two things: good data and good relationships. Nail those two things, and your business will thrive.
Thanks for being with us here, Tasha. Such a pleasure. And thank you all for watching this podcast. Remember, this is the third episode of this series. If you haven't watched the previous one, go back and bye bye. Bye, Tasha.